As we get ready for Memorial Day weekend, there are several opportunities to reflect and honor the sacrifices of those who served the nation. For example, the 5th Annual Patriotic Productions Parade in the Old Market tomorrow morning with special guests Pat Boone and Ann Margaret. There's also the Remembering the Fallen traveling display that's already out at Memorial Park right now, a national memorial honoring the 5,500 people from the global war on terror.
It'll be a powerful, completely different presentation than anybody's seen at Memorial Park probably ever. So
Williams says, unlike past years, there won't be a bunch of people giving speeches. Instead, it will include a ceremony with historical reenactors under a tent with 500 seats. So make sure you snag one of those seats. The skydivers on your screen there expected around 9:45 in the morning.